We're live, pal.
We're live. All right, man. So I don't even think we. Damn, I feel like I'm close as hell to the mic. Um, I don't even think we probably even need to go through all the pleasantries. If you know, you know. It's the late night edition. It feels like we the Arsenio Hall of you know what I'm saying, of a podcast crew. We just trying to find our lane, you know what I'm saying?
For
We just
sure,
trying to
man. I,
thing, you know what I'm saying?
we gonna keep doing potting each week, whenever the hell we need to. So here we are, late night after WrestleMania night one. To pot, and I mean, rightfully so. It's 1 o'clock in the morning or 1:43, and we're just starting. But hey, this is what it takes. And WrestleMania was awesome. It went till about 12, and then it then had a press conference afterwards. So that's why we are here so late. But we're here to give you the our takes on that. And we'll be back tomorrow night for night two. No intro. All
Nah,
right,
we can run. We no foreplay. You know what I'm saying?
all right.
We straight getting active right now. You know what I'm saying?
So before we get active talking about this WrestleMania performances that we've seen today, which were incredible, let's really just show some love to NXT. Stand and deliver, as
Absolutely.
Pretty Dudley would say, stand and deliver. Yeah, those guys, honestly, they're funny. But they put on a great show, man. And I'm just happy to say that about NXT. I already knew going into it that it had potential, but watching it from beginning to end, it was awesome, man. To the point where I was like, "Yo, can some of these matches in WrestleMania tonight top what I saw?" It was a question. Oh, come on, relax, relax, relax. you
Oh, to
know,
the contrary.
Oh yes, to the contrary. But like I was, me, I was just super excited, hyperbolic. Me, I'll just make a statement that but let's first give a shout out to our guy Wesley, man, and that North American Championship match, Fatal Five. I think what is what stole the show from me. They went fucking off, yo. Incredible chemistry with all five of those men. Ilha Dragunov, Dragon Lee, Axiom, JD McDonough, they all put on a great performance, and Wesley ended up retaining the championship. And man, like I've been saying, this guy's been holding down the North American Championship um, division, the mid card division in NXT for a while now. I think it's going on 10 months or so, and I think it's just epic seeing his growth over the time, his confidence in the ring, his presence in the ring, his connection with the crowd. All of it, I think, is warranted. And as we always knew, we believed in him. So I'm happy to see him pull out the victory in a big stage. This is 2 years back to back. WrestleMania weekend, he's pulling out title victories. Last year's tag team title victory. This year, the North American Championship victory, and he ain't stopping. He ain't slowing down anytime soon. So shout out to our guy Wesley.
Yeah, I want to first, second that. Um, Damn, I feel like I'm dark as a motherfucker.
Yeah,
Man.
I need a light too, man. I feel like I'm a little
Yo,
bit.
I feel like I'm dark as hell. You already know I'm black. Can I lean this hoe in or
Yeah,
something?
I get another light. I'm about to copy another
Ah,
light.
damn, man. All right, maybe I can fuck with it like that or something. I just felt like I was in the cloud. You
No, you good, man. You good. It's not that bad.
Anyway, I want a second. Second your comments on the homie West, our brother D. You know what I'm saying?
uh-huh.
Because realistically, like when we first when I first met D, uh, and we just kicked it and we talked, and over time we built the kind of like bond and relationship and the conversations of his progression in his career, because at the time, like he wasn't in NXT. He wasn't
Yeah.
in a like he had options. I think he was just wrapping up with Impact. If I'm not mistaken. Like that's how long ago it was before he even got the tryout and everything like that. If I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken. So, he was thinking about taking the AEW deal. I'm sorry if I'm speaking out of school or anything like that, but he had an option where he can, he was possibly like, yo, if I just let me hop on AEW because I don't know if I'm on a radar and I can get on a radar because I'll be on AEW. And then he just had like a 2-year plan, a 3-year plan, a 5-year plan, but of how he was just going to be at a status to
Yeah.
where he can you know, so it can be put together. Because a lot, we know a lot of wrestlers, unfortunately, it's they trying to put it together while chasing their dream and showing passion and like, yo, man, it's like, yeah, nigga, like we gotta figure out if we gotta work a shoot job or not. And D was just trying to get to a point and be blessed enough to where like, yo, ain't no more even concepts of shoot jobs. Like,
Yeah.
I want to be able to buy a house off this shit. I want to be, and man, honestly, like I can't even like, nah, honestly, I can't talk about the homie without being a bit emotional. Because realistically, I just know the work, the grind. I know what he's going through right now. You know what I'm saying? The work, the grind. He's a champion now, so not like
Yeah.
they always say. That's when the work starts. That's
Yeah.
when they lean on you a little bit more. That's when you got to go out and be a little bit more. And again, he's a really top flight baby face right now.
Yeah.
Shout out to top flight. Dante get well soon. You know what I'm saying? He's a top notch baby face. To where those appearances, those
Yeah.
shaking hands, all of that. And for a person sometimes I just want to go and play the PS5 and or play with the cats or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like the schedule gets, but he's handling it like a G because again, it's something that he wanted. You know what I'm saying? And to see him go after that, I think, and another person, that nigga Christian Casanova, my nigga. That brother right there, like, yo, like, bruh, we saw it. We like when we used to when we came in the game as the underground and was like, yo, we're gonna pay attention to things that's not made, and that's how we'll get back to that. But when we were underground and paying attention to things that was gravitating us because the mainstream was not giving us what we wanted. We
Exactly.
had to go seek it out from Impact or MLW or New Japan or wherever we was getting our fix from. Um, Man, that brother Casanova, he is a star. He's a star. If he ever get under some lights, he is a star.
Yeah.
And ever since he got under the lights, the very first interaction with Adam Cole, the standout joint that the one in the con, I forgot the little fucking joint they call it, but he won that, and everything that he's touched has been something. Honestly, he's never flopped. He never did like he
I
never.
mean, the catchphrase fits. He doesn't miss. I genuinely am super proud to see the evolution of guys who we called it on. Including Carmelo. Like it's it's just validation. Like, yo, we know talent when we see it. We know who has the it factor. And
I mean, shit.
he's another guy who wanted it. You can tell he wanted it from day one.
Bro, we the manifest and honestly, like a lot of people was making their rounds about like shout out to you, congratulations to you. Honestly, like the totality of it all. When we first got into this, we just like, yo, can we get some representation, please?
Yeah, that was
You know
all
what
it
I'm
was
saying?
about.
Like just like at the ground level, the premise of why we got into this podcast is talk our shit or even pontificate on our opinions. Because again, I'm the nigga that don't give a fuck about nobody else's opinion. So why would I think somebody should care about mine, right? But the opinion was, or the fact was, there was not enough representation. It was too shot. Yo, hey yo, righteous red, you blocked me. I know. Fuck it. You know that shit don't bother me, bro. Shout out to you. You was a catapult to how we were recognizing these wrestlers with the 500 with your 500 lists and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So it was a collaborative effort within the community that was an outcry and an outpouring of like, yo,
It's
y'all need
so
to be
funny.
outreaching for these talents to give us what we want as far as representation.
It's so funny when you start moving a certain way, you start, doing certain things and putting little hashtags out, and you start doing your podcast, and you fall into an algorithm that exposes you until into a certain, space, and we were exposed to not just wrestling Twitter, but black wrestling Twitter. And we're like, oh shit, there's more niggas in here. Like, I didn't know. I did not know, So and just seeing the evolution of those guys and them
Yes.
going and doing media at WrestleMania week in LA and grinding and going to this level is it's
it's
impressive, yo.
yo,
Shout out to all of them.
it's impressive, it's encouraging, it's
Yeah.
relatable. Again, like when we wanted to see, bro, we did. I don't know what made you say Kofi Kingston gonna be a real champ. I ain't never heard that shit ever, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, I ain't
I
never
said it.
heard nobody say like, "Yo, Kofi." I'm like the thin chest nigga.
Yup. I said it, and then boom, a year later.
I'm like, oh, for like not even Big E, not even Austin Creed. Like you talk about SOS. I need a you talk about that nigga. Oh, but honestly, like, but to see that actually take, and like you say, once we got into that echo chamber, right? You know what I'm saying? Like you say, the algorithm places us in this, like, yeah, they dropped us out in the echo chamber of niggas.
Facts.
And one time for that too. I just want to, like I say, just because we got a difference of opinion, don't mean niggas like don't. That's how me and you became best friends and brothers and like business partners. Like we don't really fuck with each other wrestling tape. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was, especially at the start, not in the slightest. I was like, "What is wrong with this guy?"
You know what I'm saying?
And you're like, "This nigga."
Yo, in the purity of asking questions or ball busting or be like, you really like that? You really? It comes from a genuine place of like interaction and engagement. So again, back to my thing about Righteous Reg, homie. I know we ain't got no problem over wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Like that's me being like that's serious. Like yo, like I know we ain't got a problem about wrestling. You know, because
I don't even remember what happened.
no, it's just again, he'll make a comment, he'll make a joke, and I'll make a comment about his comment, and like I guess and we can't get to a space and a place that where engagement in this community is what we fucking yearn for, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like if we can't fucking go back and forth with each other in the barbershop, nigga, take your ass to Supercuts. You dig? Like why I can't fucking be the one that combats you? You only can talk to Phil. You can only talk to Will. You know what I'm saying? You can only talk to niggas that agree with your opinion, or you just don't like how I do it. Well, nigga, get to know me because this is how the fuck I am. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But we don't have enough of that because once we got thrown into that echo chamber, and niggas have started getting a little bit of name and clout and know that. And this not to y'all. It's not grasping. I'm just saying it gets to the point where it distorts how we actually do have a conversation.
I think that's when the fun part starts too. It's like when you disagree. That's the fun part about this podcast. Even when we disagree, shit gets lit. Like that discourse. It then forces you to see another side of the coin. I think if you guys are open minded enough, and I just want people to be like that. And at the end of the day, even if they're not, we support you and what you're doing.
Absolutely, because it looks great. It looks fantastic. And bro, listen, Grasswoody interviewed Tony Khan. I don't think Tony Khan gave. Honestly, I don't know of another black podcast Tony Khan has went on. Now, granted, they are a lot of leaning AEW, but again, they've grown up watching WWE. So it's not. It's like, yo, we came into the WWE shitting on it too. Like, yo, we want and need an alternative. Maybe it's an alternative within the company, but some shit gotta change. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it ain't like a niggas is sucking asses and kissing dicks for WWE. Like, listen, it was plenty of times I was getting pussy and getting money and not watching wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Because
You and me both.
it wasn't hitting. You know what I mean? It ain't like the niggas chasing after that. But to see those wrestling girls, to see Seahawk, to see Littlefoot, to see the conglomerate.
Look at Kaz and Peter Rosenberg.
Nigga, like cat, yo, my nigga Kaz, brother.
Yeah,
Like,
he's killing it.
it's
He's up there
crazy.
in the pre-show with Peter Rosenberg, and they're out there pretty much hosting the entire thing. I'm like, that's what's up. Like, you are legitimately part of WrestleMania, dog. Like, that's epic. And you gotta just see people like that and say, like, yo, congratulations, because you know that he's been through his things. You know
And
that everybody's been through their trials and tribulations we don't know about.
and this is and honestly, not to cut you off, but when Pat McAfee got on, remember Pat McAfee? We probably got a throwback when Pat McAfee got on that fucking kickoff show. He was like, what the fuck is the punter doing here? Not knowing nothing about what Pat McAfee's doing on the back end.
Yeah.
He growing on his side. The nigga used his punting money that I'm talking shit on, and I ain't never kicked the punt, and got a wrestling ring in his backyard. Like, and here I am, like, who is like, but that's the thing. He was also being a constituent and bringing in people. They're like, I fuck with Pat McAfee. I'm gonna follow Pat McAfee.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck with Kaz is gonna fuck with Kaz and follow Kaz, and that black conglomerate is what we was yearning for. Like I said, 4 to 5 years ago, and that brought us to again when we see NXT. NXT was strong with we talk about West, we talk about Carmelo, but we had Swerve, we had Keith Lee, first ever unified. North American and NXT champion at the time. Wale performs with the Street Profits. Like NXT has been a really good job of kind of also with the alternative wrestling, right? Bringing in ROH talent, PWG talent, New Japan talent, just to diversify, the quote unquote WWE style of things. You know what I mean? Like it was gaining a lot of traction. And NXT, it's definitely solidified itself and got back on track. Especially when we was talking about like, yo, what's going on over there? Yeah. We know what's going on over there now.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's the age and era of Mello.
Like, yep, man. It's
over there, dog.
It's the him era. So like. I just gotta shout out those guys because that's an inspiration in itself. But also I wanted to also note the women. They put on a hell of a show.
The sisters,
that ladder match.
Oh, I was talking. I got a thing.
I know. But let's get to the moment. Okay, buddy, hold your horses. We'll get to the Aladon and them. But the ladder match, they went off. Great performance by all of the women. Indy Hartwell pulled out the victory, which is long overdue. Congratulations, women champion. And shout out to Shifting Stratton. That bump she took was vicious. Not one person tried to get in her way to hold that. Not one girl tried to soften that drop. She fell off a ladder straight to the goddamn floor, back first.
Okay, so the recap for those who may have not seen Stand and Deliver. Yes, it's the typical ladder spot where they're standing on a ladder, another person tips the ladder over, and then you got to do the jump or the swanton into the bodies. Onto whether inside the ring, outside the ring. 9 out of 10 is outside the ring.
Outside, yeah.
Man, you saw when Tiffany hit that thud on the floor and grabbed that lower instantly.
Instantly grabbed her back. I was like, oh fuck, yo. She must be pissed. Yo, and mind you, it's not like she like bounced off the ropes at all. No, it was like from ladder, floor. Like it was bad. I was like, yo, man.
And if we been a buck, I don't know if they just said, fuck it, let's just leave the hardwood underneath and just put some. Now, if she landed on some hardwood, nigga, with that soft ass pad or that hard ass pad,
she's definitely gonna feel that in the morning, bro. Like, no, shout out to her for taking that bump. I couldn't. But it was a good match, man. It was a good match. They put
It
on a
was
great
a good match.
performance.
It was a good match. It was you actually said, what if Indy, you again, stuff that we bring up, we're like, yo,
Yeah,
this
I
was
like
like,
Mandy Rose should have dropped it to Indy. I thought a
no,
past a while ago.
and I was like, what if she get
Yeah.
caught up? He was like, well, what if she actually wins it? And I'm like,
hmm
hmm.
Yeah, and actually, gets a run with it. Right? Indy's a good wrestler, and she's a likable character. So I'm happy for her. We had the index thing happen. He helped her out. Dexter Loomis came out to help her when she couldn't climb the ladder. But yeah, man. Then later on, Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae beat the shit out of Grayson Waller, and you had the whole family back at the top of the ramp. They had a moment with Indy and Dexter Loomis. I mean, NXT had their moments, man. It was really good. Like that show from beginning to end, I was entertained, man. I was really entertained. Even Chase U, all that stuff. As you said, the Sisters of
This is
what's their actual moniker? Because I get it mixed up. I don't want to call them like Sisters of Destruction, like the Riggin Brothers of Destruction. I know it's not that.
nah, that's what they are to me. They are, but they are.
But yeah, Isla Dawn and
I think they
Alba
call them.
Fire,
I think it's Dawn
Fire.
and Fire or Fire and Dawn or Dawn and Fire. Like Dawn. They use their last names if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
But yeah, man, they come out. They got an entrance together. You know what I'm saying? They got a little spot on the ropes together and stuff like that. You know, they got moves together. Like they're very much in sync. And I love the we talk about storytelling, right? What we yearn for: representation, storytelling, and just like yo. Now here you said if you're gonna do the sponsorship, don't just slap it in. So I know we're gonna bounce. Let's just go and bounce right into it. Rey Mysterio dominate.
Okay. Listen, you already know. You already know. You see, you know me too well. Yo, Rey Mysterio came out there. I was like, yo, he came out, yo, great entrance. He came out with Snoop Dogg, then into Viva La Raza. Then his music hit. I'm like, yo, Ray's having a great weekend.
Had the
Hall of Fame,
great Muda mask, you
great
know.
mood and mass. Yo, it's just like he's giving his flowers this week, and he's facing his son. And I'm like, yo, I'm just glad that he gets this moment. Absolutely. He turns like a corner at the corner of the ring, around and I'm like, wait a minute, is that a cinnamon toast crunch? Like an actual like person in like a cinnamon toast crunch mascot, like just standing there. I'm like, what
Brother,
the fuck was that?
everything
Yo,
is
that shit was distracting, yo. And then
listen.
it was everything around the ring with cinnamon toast crunch.
Yes, yes, yes.
I was
You,
like, yo, how much money did you guys get for this?
hold on. They was on Ray tights. So it was a
Oh, they
bag
were on
for
tights
you
too?
and a bag for you too, my nigga. Like it was two bags.
Wait. They were on Ray tights for real?
Yeah, no, I think they was not like I think the print, like he had the print of, if I'm not mistaken, I believe the cinnamon, the 619 in the Ray was in like cinnamon toast crunch font or like print, you know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
That's great. If I'm not, you know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna say
Hold
that.
on, I'm not. Listen, I'm okay. So this is why I'm trying to. Again, this is what I say. We try to bring a lot of business and logic into the conversation. That's why reasonable wrestling, right?
Yeah, the
So
name was Cinnamon Toast Crunch Fun. You're
right,
right.
so
What
that's what I'm saying.
when
So
he came out, yeah.
so when we say business and logic, I don't know how Cinnamon Toast Crunch got involved with Lucha Libre. That's the first thing. That's because this is before Ray. They've already been promoting, like the cartoon Lucha Libre joint where the Cinnamon Toast Crunch would have like wrestling rings. I'm like, yo, like wrestling catching on, like, and I know like and it's not the first time, clearly like it's that also
Yeah.
Libre is not directly solely attached to Rey Mysterio or WWE, but this past week, a ton of promotional shit, and Ray is on the box like, ha, yeah, like my nigga went in on the photo shoot, nigga, and I was like, oh. it's that time. You know what I'm saying? It's that time.
It's a
It's
bag.
it's
Get
that
your bag, I guess.
nigga. It's that Leonine college tuition time, nigga.
Oh shit.
It's that I'm trying to send this nigga to UCLA and it costs money time, nigga.
Yo, man, the whole match. I'm like, oh, great move.
Yo.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch right there.
But I mean, like, the promotional shit, you was like, yo, just don't get it in the way of the match. And
Listen,
granted,
hey, listen.
it wasn't a pitch
It
black
was.
do
It
match.
wasn't a pitch black Mountain Dew match.
Niggas wasn't on the side of the match eating KFC like
They
last time.
weren't eating KFC on that match. They weren't zombies getting injured, like and shit like that. And hey, the mascot didn't get involved in the match, so hey, all right, I'll let it slide.
They're showing evolution. Ever since you say I don't fuck with that shit, nigga.
Flat out, dog. Listen, there's certain things that grind my gears. What can I say? And like senseless promotional shit that came in and left fucking field of that. Like you didn't prepare me for this or nothing. Like I'm thinking if I'm gonna get Ray and just Dom. And I see mad color shit, mad colorful shit,
Yo, the ring
purple,
post,
red,
yeah,
blue.
yo, the ring post is like light blue. I'm like, and then I saw the cinnamon. I'm like, oh, shit, he going. I know that nigga wrote a note. I know he wrote a note on that nigga. That nigga wrote like an inspector. He was like,
yo, you should have seen my face when I saw that match. I was like, is that a cinnamon toast crunch?
oh man.
What the? I was just taken aback. I didn't know that it was gonna be that way. So like, after seeing Ray and Snoop, I was like, oh, I'm into it. And then seeing like cinnamon toast crunch everywhere, yeah, it it was a bit much. It was a bit much. But hey, the match was cool.
The match
I
was
thought
cool.
I thought the interaction with his family and then Leah throwing the drink. Dom obviously he's a great heel.
Bad Bunny,
Listen, we can go back. Yeah, Bad Bunny's interference.
Oh, we didn't do the pod to talk about LWO. So, if those who are following for the recap, Rey Mysterio, heavy on the Eddie Guerrero tribute this week. Reintroduced LWO, Legado del Fantasma, with Zelina Vega, were granted as the new members of LWO. So as Dom and Priest and Finn seemed like that they was about to get a one up on Ray. LWO comes out.
Yes.
Clearly, it's just not enough still. Dom is trying to cheat. Bad Bunny's at the ring, color commentary in Spanish, and helps out with it. It was a great all around. Like you said, it was a good match that had it was a good match with the story being better.
And I think that Ray touched on something special that everybody involved outside of Ray, I mean outside of Finn is Latino, and he's putting on for his culture. He's bringing up, Latino people, whether it be LWO, Legato, and Damian Priest, even though he's
because I'm sorry, Latino, right? It's like ain't just Mexican.
yeah,
Right?
no,
Rican is Venezuelan is
yeah.
what you know what I mean. If you speak some type of Spanish, not funky with you, and I'm gonna try to pull you up. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like,
so it's dope to see.
if you black, I might listen to your podcast.
Him, as the veteran, as the OG, like we look at MVP, I was like, like that OG, raise that for the Latinos, and he's giving them that platform in WrestleMania at that moment and sharing his moment with them. It's supposed to be just him and his son. He easily could be like, nah, just me and my son, my family, my moment, my match, and I want a clean finish. No, he brought everybody in. It was dope.
Everybody got
Bad Bunny got a spot. Like
everybody got an appearance fee check.
Yeah, man.
No, I was there. Yeah,
everybody eats.
Everybody eats. I wanted to kind of pivot into a great story that had a good match, into a great match that had no story. And even though, like you say, you did not agree within our private chat, you did not agree with Charlotte trying to state her case as why her story is important and was important and should have been validated. She said, "Fuck the words. We just gonna go validate it out in the ring." Right?
There you go.
I mean, but honestly, it was a big, but it was a big fuck you to you and all of us who, I mean, Charlotte, I tried, I said it. So, but I'm not just gonna say fuck Chidi. I take it too. That's a good teammate. That's a good
Yeah,
brother.
listen. No, it could be fuck me, cool, Charlotte. I mean, I'm down, but here the thing about it is it's a matter of the storytelling, like Triple A said, going into WrestleMania and male, female, whoever, talent, like you said, talent is talent. The best story was, the Usos and Sammy. But all along, I told you that Rhea and Charlotte was going to slap. I knew it. Like I knew it was going to be a really good match. I had no, you know, you know, I had no doubt about that. But when I think about WrestleMania and leaving the fans happy and like the moment at the end,
Yeah.
granted, Rhea would have been great. It would have been a moment as well,
Yeah.
especially after that match. However, the Sami Zayn and KO story culminating, it just feels right this year, and them, beating the Bloodline, and with them being a match on the undercard, go out there and steal the show, and they did. I mean, if that gives you a chip on your shoulder, then yeah, so be it. Go out there and make a statement. And I think that you should. I think that Charlotte has a chip on her shoulder, and I think that she gets pissed off that like you guys. I never doubt Charlotte's ability. I don't even doubt her ability to tell a story. It's not even her or Rhea. I put it on the writing stuff, and the time they gave the angle, and what the intention, and they gave it. They didn't really give it much.
Well, to be quite honest, let's be honest, right? If we're keeping it a buck with Charlotte, the absence did not make the heart grow fonder, but it did because of the alternative of she was the alternative to what we had, right? She was the evil that we knew, not the evil that we didn't know, right? And we talk about Ronda and Charlotte. We did not know the evil of what Ronda was. And again, this is not to speak ill will of Ronda and say she's evil, but we did not know what she was giving forth towards the business and what she was going to listen.
I'm going to keep it a buck with you. Ronda's reign to Charlotte's reign blend into me. It doesn't make me feel different than Charlotte when she got the title.
I think so. You can't blame that on the writers. That is character. Listen. That is a character. We do not care about the character of Ronda, and we do not give a character. We do not care about the character of Charlotte only if she's perpetrating. Right? Listen, we said
what we cared about was Liv Morgan when she had that title for a little bit. She beat Ronda for it. That was what I cared last about that title.
But yes, because it's character.
Yeah, but
it's character.
They also told a story with her, and her being her cheating, her Ronda's angle was decent. After that, it just was a string of average to below average performances and actual attention given to the women's division. It's not just a SmackDown thing. I think the best storyline in the women's division in WWE is Damage Control. And that was what got my attention from SummerSlam moving forward.
It was until they dropped the titles, and then once they dropped the titles and got them back, like I think the whole entire thing of the women's division fell apart after that. Because when they had the tag team titles and Bayley was trying to grab that women's championship and so Damage Control can be made whole, once they weren't made whole, I thought they were supposed to flop. I thought they were supposed to switch because the tag teams can go anywhere. And I thought Bayley would have took Damage Control over to SmackDown, and then we've been able to get an interesting story with Bayley and Ronda possibly, or Bayley could have been over there and started a secondary feud that didn't have to involve the title or something. But once Damage Control got damaged, Bianca was already on her way up where we was like, shit, if it ain't Rhea, it ain't nobody.
It ain't nobody really, and that's the
And
thing.
Bravery,
But
it
you're
ain't
not gonna say that with Bianca. You're not gonna say, "Oh, well, it's character." Well, you're
not
gonna also say it's story. It's them not putting the attention on the women's division. Period. I think the only thing that they gave attention to that was like, hey, that felt good was damage control, the Lita, Trish, Becky, all that stuff. I think that was interesting. Even the Becky and Bailey feud alone, I thought for me was interesting, low key. I think it was underrated for because obviously the bloodline was taking a lot of the attention. But during that same time, all from January till now, Bailey and Becky has been having some great promos, great angle, and it was given time and attention that made sense. The women's titles, SmackDown and Raw, and the women's tag team titles have just been kind of like props lately. And it's just like, all right, they have subpar storytelling. And I don't think it's the talent. I don't think it's the character. I think we know who Ronda is as a character. I think we know who Charlotte is and Rhea is. I think it's the time and the detail they take to give these girls, okay, this is a
well,
story we're telling, rather than just going out there, cut a
I don't,
promo.
I don't want to argue because it's a recap, but we listen. Yes, we do know what Ronda was as a character, and it's what she is now. It wasn't what she was as champion.
Okay.
Ronda's a heel champion, my nigga. Her character is, you know what I mean? Like, I don't complain about Ronda if she's
Mhm.
a heel. I don't complain about Ronda coming out here with the belt and saying, which one of you bitches want to get your ass whipped and throw it down and take a like that would have been Ronda, and she could have went through all until she got to Raquel Rodriguez, who pushed her limits, and we was like, Raquel might be the one, and we could have built the story on that, and
Mhm.
like we could have had a number one contenders match where Shayna was in it, or a royal a battle royal, and Ronda was like, I'll beat any bitch ass. Whoever wins this battle royal don't fucking matter, and Shayna win the battle royal, and Shayna's a baby. Like we could have done a lot, and Ronda's character would have made a ton of fucking sense. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like,
And I think Rhonda spoke to that on Instagram in a post like, imagine what could have been with her and Liv's program. Like she has some gripes with the writing. And I don't think it's just her. I think Charlotte might too. With the interview we just saw,
yeah,
she's like, it's been 3 years in the making, her and Rhonda. I disagree. It hasn't been 3 years in the making. It's been her winning the Royal Rumble. You guys had a few 3 years ago that
what's three
ended.
years in the making is Rhea and Bianca. That's
Yeah, we want to see that. That's what we wanted to see.
3 years in the
Or
making
you
with
could say
Charlotte and Naomi, my nigga.
Charlotte and Naomi. We could
That
say
was 3 years.
you could say Bianca and Rhea. You could say Ronda and Becky. You could say um,
Yo,
Charlotte and Bianca.
those are all legitimate 3 years in the making joints, nigga. Like,
Charlotte and Bianca, like all of that, I was like, oh yeah, yeah, that's been in the making. Rhea and Charlotte has been dead. We did it. You guys had great matches. But we were like, yo, Rhea got to get that victory. No, we haven't been saying that. Maybe you have. I don't know, but it hasn't been in the making. You can't just say it and it makes it true. But the match itself, I knew was gonna slap. It slapped when there was no crowd. So hats off to them. They stole the show. Absolutely. Hands down. Shout out to Charlotte, shout out to Rhea. Charlotte is so damn good. And I'm not just saying this because of today. I've said this in the past. She's one of the best wrestlers in the world. And I genuinely think
no.
that she still is I think she's mad. She gotta prove herself all the time. And I think that she does it over and over again. But she does. But I think people forget.
Well, I mean, they stole the show only after that fatal four-way tag stole the show.
True. That was fire.
I was not expecting that match to be as good as it was. So one time down for Angelo Dawkins,
Ooh.
manually hit sticking Braun
Braun
Strowman.
Strowman and taking him out the match. That was
Look,
it, Ron.
the screen shook. The controller had a little shake to it. The motherfucking tab said user fumble at the bottom. Like, it was crazy. Like,
Yeah, we should like just edit that in because that's what it was. It was the hit stick, and for all the praise we give Montez and the moment he had Elimination Chamber, this was Dawkins' WrestleMania moment, bodying Braun Strowman. Braun came in for that train move. Dawkins ducked out the way behind the steps one time. He did it one more round, and Dawkins came forward and bodied him, and like it was amazing to
it
see
was
him.
like no lie, it was an Oklahoma drill, my man.
Mm-hmm.
It was a straight up for all my football folks, but they wasn't like lining up. Oh, it was like a nigga coming around with a little bit of full steam, and my nigga standing and just projectiled himself. And that, oh my God.
You know they say unstoppable force versus a movable object. Well, the immovable object moved the unstoppable force.
You know what?
It was
better analogy. Better analogy. It's Sean Taylor against Scott Norwood in the motherfucking Pro Bowl. Go look that shit.
Sean Taylor and Scott Norwood.
Is it Scott Norwood? Who's the punter? Who's the punter that got obliterated in that fucking? Look, give me 1 second. Let me see. Sean Taylor Pro Bowl. That's all you got to motherfucking hit. That's all you got to hit. Pro Bowl hit. I don't know. I don't give a fuck who this person was. I'm about to look it up though. Yeah, Brian Norman. Okay. Not Scott Norwood, Brian Norman. I mean, white people names, you know, kind of the same. All right, we gonna get bogged down to that, you know what I'm saying? You know, but shout out to the white people. So, yeah, go look up Sean Taylor hit. Pro Bowl hit. Oh, you about to pull it up? Oh shit.
It's right here.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly how motherfucker Braun Strowman looked. Number 8 in the white jersey. That's exactly how motherfucker Braun looked. But he stayed on the ground. Dawkins is Sean Taylor. My God. Yeah. That's exactly how he took motherfucking. That's exactly how he took that nigga head off. Exactly. Shout out to Angelo Brian Dawkins.
Yeah, shout out to Angelo, another former football player, so he knows how to drop that shoulder. But yeah, man, it was a good night, man. Honestly, it's there's something special about this year's WrestleMania. It just feels different. I don't know. And it's funny because we're not there. Usually we're there live and in the atmosphere.
Nah, fuck it. Stop. Be real. It feels different because it's hot. It's exactly what Triple H said. It's hot. Wrestling is hot. Wrestling is hot again, bro.
It's hot again. Yeah.
Wrestling is hot again. Wrestling is mainstream again. Wrestling is representing in a fashion. It's adjusting with the times.
Finally.
Yeah. But when you say finally, you're talking about a fever pitch.
Yeah.
You say niggas wanted it for so long. Niggas is waiting for the opportunity. Niggas is taking advantage of the opportunity. Like it's not just us. We talking about the performers. We talking about Mercedes Moné taking cash out. We talking about FTR. We talking about everybody. That's just in this last like 6 years, wrestling has been on fucking fire.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's been on fire, bro. Like it's been on fire, dog. Like so when you say this feels different, it's a culmination of that fire just burning so ember, right? It's that is the ember of that fire is so bright. The heat on it is so hot. You talking about Roman going on his 3rd WrestleMania with the title. You talking about Bianca Belair's going on a year with her title.
Yeah.
Talking about the growth of Wesley from a year to a year in NXT, or Carmelo from a year to a year in NXT. We talking about the growth of MJF and AEW. Like we are looking at Hangman Page. CM Punk came back to wrestling this year, bro. This 365 days has been crazy. Man.
You know, and you know what's cool about it? Like it's like you don't need to bring in like a Rock or Stone Cold to make it hot. You don't need to bring in an Undertaker or Shawn Michaels.
Let's not talk about bringing Stone because we were there. You don't have to, but when you do, you give me a Cody Rhodes returning and Stone Cold first match in 20 years.
It was lit,
bro. Again, on fire.
No, 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 and I don't mean to
On
discredit last year. It was
No, no,
great
I'm saying
last year.
I know, but I'm saying
Yeah,
wrestling as this like wrestling as a whole, like it's just been building.
yeah.
But when you talk about LA feels different, they're taking like, yeah, this set about to be different, nigga. Like the celebrity's not gonna be different, but it's just gonna feel
But
like
even to me, the celebrities is a little bit different too. They're putting in work. Like these guys have put in work. Pat McAfee, Logan Paul, Bad Bunny all have earned their spot. They're
that's
in WWE. They're
Snoop,
kind of like
Snoop, Snoop earned this. Yeah,
cousins to the WWE. And they come over on Thanksgiving. So or Christmas or whatever it may be. But what I meant about you don't gotta bring the Rock and Stone Cold is that the WWE is at a space where everything they did in NXT is paying off. They built stars to main event WrestleMania that are doing it, that they put time into. Roman, Cody, KO, Sammy, the Usos. These are homegrown talent that you don't have to say, all right, we need Brock over and over again in the main event. Like, no, you guys have built these guys. And then the
and
roster, oh my God, everybody you built in a women's roster has now become huge stars.
and
Like,
shout out to also when we talk about that the homegrown talent of NXT. I would just say the ability to refine tools, right? Because not everybody is so much a homegrown talent there. Like, and I didn't. It's not to kind of like, but you look at a Austin Creed, you know what I'm saying, who had made his chops before he got there, but yes, he never reaped the benefits of the FCW. You know what I'm saying? Or you look at Pam, right? You know what I'm saying? Or Becky, they came from Shimmer. You look at Shayna, she comes from fucking Ring of Honor, right? They've all have came to build what NXT is.
yeah, and absolutely, and I don't want to discredit anything they did prior. El Generico, Kevin Steen, we know what everybody's done prior to, but you got to do it the WWE way and be in their farm system.
See, you
And,
can't, but that's what. Oh well, if you want, I'm here. I ain't got no time restriction. You don't. That's why tonight felt. That's why tonight felt so special, because Kevin and Sammy was told that you have to do it that way, and you don't. They
they
they they
they
they.
didn't do what specifically. What were we talking about?
I would say this. They have been more. Okay, fuck it. This. They have been more able to be chameleonaires while also still being authentic to who they are than most people. And it took Cody to leave. It took CM Punk to leave, right? Right. You look at Sammy and KO, all the rigmarole that they've been through. They've never really played the game. They've never, right? Kevin Owens did the face of America thing where he put the suit on, but nigga, outside of that, it's been cut off shorts and gym shorts, just like in motherfuckers.
Listen, what I mean is like, yeah, they're the same as far as performing and always being super talented, not changing their gimmick or character. I'm talking about like they wrestle a WWE style now. It's not the same as wrestling in AEW or in the Indies. It's different,
Well,
like,
but,
and
but that's not to me. I'm sorry, but
and
to
they
me,
did go through the PC.
yeah,
It's not like they just popped up and got a main event.
no, but to me, for that though, you only like Casanova, like Desmond Xavier, right? You only get that invitation if the scout is like refinement. You see what I'm saying? Like that's not home. That's not Uso's homegrown. That's not Charlotte homegrown. That's not Bianca or Big E homegrown. We talking about Kevin Owens as a refinement. Kevin Steen. We're talking about El Generico refinement as Sami Zayn. We're talking about Finn Balor, Prince Devitt refinement. Like
Yeah, I hear you.
but but that
100%.
but I hear you as well. The infancy of the reformation or the refinement is what we are seeing shine as the diamond. I understand that.
Mhm.
But again, tonight feels special, not just for fans of Sami Zayn. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
culmination of all of that is fans of Mount Rushmore with Kevin Steen. That is
Uh-huh.
fans of the ROH battles
Oh
and
yeah, I feel you on that. Yeah. Uh-huh.
and but because when we take that and we when we take that and we couple that with, or we can quote unquote compare that with Charlotte and Rhea, those are real deal, homegrown, in the soil plant. I grow them things like those.
Compared to, okay, that's what I mean. Compared to, let's look at the opener, John Cena, Austin Theory.
Mhm.
The fact that John Cena is even in the opener, it seems that we have gotten to a space in wrestling that is different than where we were maybe 3 or 4 or 5 years ago. And that is because there's no way that John Cena 2 years ago or even 3 years ago is coming back and not being in like one of the marquee billboard matches,
But
you know?
that's not. I'm sorry. Yes, that is true, but that's not true because in that same space of what we're talking about, wrestling growing in the 5 or 6 years, I was there in New Orleans. He was in the middle of the card with Undertaker. That wasn't a scheduled match. We talk about 4 years previously in 30. He had a great story with Bray Wyatt, but that was in the middle of the card. That wasn't for a title or anything like that. Like they have been, like you say, though, they have been building stars to replace,
Yeah.
which has been great. But those stars that they've been building are also, listen, I can guarantee you right now, Adam Cole had a chance to be on that motherfucker WrestleMania stage. And I know you're gonna say that boom and Adam Cole, baby, that's something that he brought with him, but that's something that was magnified under the refinement of Adam Cole. So that's why I just didn't want to be like, like, yes, we don't need the Rock or the Stone, we don't need the Rock or Stone Cold or anything like that. But I do want to say that Stone Cold was a great he wasn't necessary last year. But when we talk about full story, bringing it, Kevin Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins, same type of deal. Kevin Owens had a chance to leave. He resigned. And he resigned, and I know contractually he wasn't like, yeah, I got to main event WrestleMania, but he was like, yeah, I kind of,
He's just trying to take care of his family.
exactly.
But he ended up in the main event 2 years back to back.
2 years back to back. But I'm saying
crazy.
There wasn't availability last year for him to do anything of relevance, right? After he lost to Roman in the Royal Rumble last year, Kevin Owens almost could have been off the card.
He lost to Roman Reigns in Royal Rumble 2 years back to back and main evented WrestleMania. Like only Kevin Owens can do that. Like think about that, yo. That's crazy. You lost to the champion and like, nah, I'm still gonna main event. One of these nights is mine. And he call it luck, call it what you may, but like it just feels special because yeah, that's Kevin Steen. And I know what you mean homegrown and difference between like you guys who are coming from
because
and all that.
That's what I'm saying.
It does matter, absolutely.
Kevin Steen, bro. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like that is special, bro.
It is.
Kevin Steen main evented 2 WrestleManias and then won the tag team championships with his real
with El Generico.
Like what the fuck are we talking about? Like,
this is where we are in wrestling, and it's like we could never imagine that, and it all flows together.
The biggest international stream star in Bad Bunny is at WrestleMania, getting involved in a father and son feud, right? You got you got like Triple H said, Snoop. Like Snoop for 30 years.
Snoop is in everything. Snoop is like he's done
for 30 years. My nigga has just been around. He's like, you know what? Tonight, Ray, I've been a little
pop culture icon Snoop. Man, this guy has freaking commentated for the fucking Kentucky Derby and horse prancing around and the Olympics. Martha Stewart. He was a Pro Bowl coach. This guy can do whatever he wants to fucking do, and he chooses. Nah, I'm coming to WWE, and I'm going to be in LA, and I'm gotta be at WrestleMania. I don't care if Sasha's not there. I'm there. My cousin don't even gotta be there. I'm pulling out.
All right, baby, cuz.
I'm pulling up.
I'm in the town too. They come into the crib like, but that goes back to what you say, like being happy in wrestling, and you like this WrestleMania feeling different. It feels different because it's being presented different. It's being consumed different. It's being approached by us differently,
Yeah,
right? So like all of that necessarily matters as to like why it is what it is and why it feels the way it feels. And when we talk about feels again, like feels like
it feels special, man.
it feels,
Like I
bro.
woke up today and I'm like, it's WrestleMania. Like there was an excitement, even though I'm not even in there. Like usually, if I wasn't there, and like the car was probably down, I'd be like, oh man, I should have went down there. I was just excited to watch these matches and get somebody, get some excitement out of what's gonna happen. That I just hope, waking up and feeling like I don't know what's gonna happen. I can't wait to see what happens at WrestleMania. Has not been a feeling I felt in a long time. And even going to it has been more of like a spectacle, just being in the town and going down there, and then oh, it's WrestleMania. You just gotta kind of out of habit. But this year, it felt like almost like a kid again. Like yo, the bloodline storyline is coming to a head, and I can't wait to see how it's gonna play out. Oh, Charlotte and Rhea, I know it's gonna be a great match. We got
And to be honest, like me and you, we've done the rigmarole of going to WrestleMania and watching WrestleMania, and we kind of do prefer watching it. We do like if we had our choice, we
if I have
prefer.
my choice, I'll be
I would be there, but
there in
not
great seats.
watching. I would.
But
I would be if I had my choice. I would be there in the city, but watching it at the room or the house. You
okay,
know what I'm saying? Because I have
I'm going.
an
I mean, me, I would like to watch one of the nights at home,
one.
and
Yes,
also one night.
yes.
And we did that last
Yeah,
year.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
We were one night
I
in.
think, yeah,
Yeah,
yes. Splitting is
but
best.
especially with 2 nights now, WrestleMania, it's so cool to like be like, all right, I'm just gonna go to one night. This car is mine. I'm gonna be, whether it's front row, whether it's in the bleachers. I would prefer one day to make a front row ticket in WrestleMania and be like, yo, I'm going for this, and and just to peep,
That's
what's
what we
going down.
give us some motherfucking
So it's a bucket
wristbands.
list. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a bucket list. Yeah, and then the next night, just have a watch party at the crib or Airbnb and just watch it with a couple of friends and just vibe out, drink some beers, smoke some weed, and just have a good time. That's, I think, is a perfect WrestleMania like setup, at where these things are. But yeah, man, like they did the damn thing this past year. Like I came on this podcast, asked for representation, got it. And I was like, you know what? I need better storytelling, and I'm getting it too. Like, and now I'm like, what do I really want out of wrestling? I just want you guys to keep doing it, keep going. Like that's all it is. Just what you guys have given us over the past year. Like keep developing these stars. The Montezes. The
now,
also
now that we're here, cheating, we've had the conversation when you came back, or was it came back or going to Nigeria?
yeah,
And you said you had to see what WrestleMania was with or without Vince. You
yeah.
had to see what this regime change was, what this coaching change would be. You had to see what the direction. You had to see the growth in bro. Tag teams, women division, main event, secondary titles. God damn, he nailed it all in almost a half a year, bro.
Gunther.
Yo,
We still got a second night. Gunther,
you think,
Sheamus,
yo,
Drew. But you're right. Triple H and the crew, everybody who's put the hard work in, and he was bold enough to like. Because Triple H mentioned something I thought was interesting. He said, "Now we're in a space where a lot of people that he's working with is like it's your WrestleMania, where we don't have a lot of the older people to rely on and ask questions on how to do it. We just got to figure it out." And that's kind of like a new, like it's like new frontier, and it's easy to make a fucking mistake when you're like just trying something new and you're going forward with something you watched and you've kind of had your coach with you. Now you have no coach, it's you're the coach. You and build out your roster and go forth, and he's killing it right now. He's building a star-studded Super Bowl winning roster, and I'm like, man,
well, you know what's
how
crazy?
long can this go?
The thing about it isn't, we will call Triple H all time great, but when you talk about sports analogies, right? There are very rarely um, great players who become great coaches, right? Barry Bonds wasn't a great coach, hitting coach in Miami. We look at Magic Johnson with the Lakers, wasn't a great coach with the Lakers. We look at fucking Patrick Ewing, wasn't a great coach from Georgetown. If you want to look at football, there's not a really great success story of great football players being great coaches. Um, but you look at Triple H being a really good high level player, very intelligent player, a very business savvy player, a very goal oriented player, understanding that what his position wasn't always the highest and able to manipulate that. Being a coach now to pass that knowledge off, that's valuable as fuck.
It is. But now I'm
That's
wondering,
bro.
yeah,
A nigga to come to you be like, hey man, I done cut some corners. Let me tell you how you do it. You know what I mean? Like,
it's super valuable. I think. I think that he's not the only one to like. I think he also is giving some more freedom to the actors, and the talent
absolutely,
because he's been
absolutely,
there. But the
absolutely.
thing about it is, like, this is like the bloodline WrestleMania, and it's a lot. Like, it's very heavy potent with the bloodline. And I'm like, okay, you guys are winning right now. You guys are winning. You guys, it feels like, oh my god, WWE's winning the Super Bowl. All right, are you going to be a dynasty though? Because you can't rely on just the bloodline storyline going forward. Can you guys be that dynasty that comes back a year from now, WrestleMania, and saying like, yeah, we're going to steal the show again? And and mind you, we're just halfway through WrestleMania this year, and I'm already super impressed. So we got another night, but I'm now looking forward and WrestleMania after or Raw after WrestleMania, and like what possibly could be coming down the line this next year into
But, but
2023 and
this goes,
24 beyond.
but this goes back to again why you say it feels different and why it is different is because it realistically is different. We're not going into the next year like, let's see how they can fuck this up. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Bro, like, yo,
true,
I'm
true.
like, yo,
That's crazy.
a Jets fan, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That you're not going into the season like, yo, like, these niggas talking about Zach Wilson again. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't that. You know what I'm saying? You're
Mhm,
honestly like, you got faith in Joe Douglas,
mhm.
right? You've seen him have a couple drafts. You've seen like, ah, shit, Quentin Williams, a nice motherfucker. Oh,
Yeah.
Sauce. Oh shit, nigga,
Darren
you
Wilson,
responded. Like,
Brees
you know what I'm
Hall,
saying?
yeah.
Exactly. You can find him in the first round. You can
And you
find him
start to
in the
feel
third
different
round.
about your team. Like you start to really buy in.
And that's what we're talking about with wrestling, right? You can
Uh-huh.
see like Triple H is like, yo, I don't know the stat that tag teams never made it. You
You
know
know.
how special that
You
was.
know, you know.
You know that the Usos have been 14-year vets in this game and was curtain jerkers, was on the pre-shows,
Pre-show, yeah.
barely you heard the fucking rap battle in 2016 when fucking New Day say, we brought you up. And now the Usos 6 years later is like, nah, nigga, everybody come to us now. That's the evolution. That's the fucking roller coaster that your fans ride with. You know what I'm saying? And him knowing that he's been Jean Paul Levesque. He's been with Marlena, Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Then he
Mhm.
grew into fucking triple D, 97 DX. Then he grew into the Cerebral Assassin. Then he grew into Right. He knew that we rolled that fucking wave with that character, and that matters. I am seeing a ton of fucking evolution in Austin Theory, which we said. We seeing a ton of fucking progression in fucking Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. The fucking consistency in Bianca Belair, where we like, yo, she need to be dominant, and she is years straight as a
Yeah,
champion.
man.
We
Yeah.
fucking saw with Walter / Gunther a year straight as champion. Like, yo, he's seeing this roster and was like, yeah, I got you. I got Chad Gable. Oh, you want to be? Thank you. Go motherfucking German suplex Braun Strowman so niggas know they don't fuck with. Like he
Yeah.
is looking at his roster and is having a ton of fucking fun with that.
He's putting people in a position to play their role and play it well, and that's why people
Absolutely.
are now comparing it to Attitude Era. Like I've heard Paul Heyman on a podcast, I mean, or interview, say like this era is going to be better, or it is better than the Attitude Era. It's hotter now than it was then, and we'll see. You know, and I don't know. I mean, he's saying it. Maybe it is already, but like,
I
yes,
mean,
it feels
if
like
you gotta
you
think
know.
about it, you gotta think about it. If things haven't done anything but gotten better over time, right? We talk about sports athletes, bigger, stronger, faster. Are they not smarter? Are they not more lucrative? Are they not more profitable? Are they not more marketable? Right? So when we talk about all that shit, yeah, man, we got a chance for Bianca Belair to really be a star. We had a chance for Sasha Banks, which she has. Bro, listen, yes, Mercedes KV, you got notice, but we helped refine Sasha Banks to where you have the ability to shine like Mercedes Monet. You know what I'm saying? Hey, my nigga John Moxley, I know Dean Ambrose ain't really put you over in the best light, but it gave you a motherfucking battery in your back to go out there and be the best John Moxley that anybody's ever seen, and you the best in the fucking business, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like there
Yeah.
are a lot of pros to the cons that are cons if you fucking switch your mindset to it. And I think wrestling's in a great space of people switching their mindset. Like Paul Heyman and Paul Levesque and Nick Khan is telling Vince, like, yo, my nigga, easy on the Bruce, easy on the John Laurinaitis, because what I'm trying to tell you is that's old money. They don't even print that type of money no more. You know what I'm saying? Like they
Yeah.
when they use John Laurinaitis and Bruce Pritchard money, niggas gotta be like, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so we not even gonna fall back on that type of what you used to.
They keep ripping the script because they can't read it.
Yo, but let Nick Khan came in the business like, let me introduce you to these. You ever seen Blue Hundreds before? And Vince is like, Blue Hundred? No, what is that blue strip? God damn it, pal. And Nick is like, I have billions of them. You know what I'm saying? And you started to see over time, yes, Snickers and Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Mountain
Oh my
Dew.
god.
And I understand that.
Listen, but hey, Nick Khan's doing his thing, and
Yo,
you know Nick Khan was for. I gotta say something. I've been seeing him on these interviews. The dude answers questions without answering shit. Yo, he's great with PR. Yo, he talks. All he does is promote. All he is promoting the entire time.
that's
But
not true. Because when he wanted to shit on Tony Khan, he called that kid like 37 times.
yo, man.
Hey, his dad, love his dad. Shook hands with his dad. Sat next to his dad. That kid, good kid.
Nah, man, Tony Khan. I mean, when he wants to throw shade, he can throw shade. But you ask him a question about WWE, he gonna go to, yeah, you know, we have this many places, we're doing this business, we're doing this business there, we're in this many countries. I'm like, nigga, like, yo, get to the juice. What the fuck is going on with the sale of the company? He hasn't brought up. Like, I want to know, like, what's the deal with that? And none. He has. He kind of skates through
Yeah,
that
but
question
as a
every
CFO,
single time.
yeah, Cheaty, as a CFO, why would I fucking tell you?
I get it. You're right. I get it. I
I
get it.
mean, but this goes back to this is what I'm saying. Hey, Vince, I got a guy on the phone that's trying to give you 7 billion, 8 billion. Listen, Vince want 10 for his intellectual property, what he brings for live events, what he do to cable tech, for his partners for network television. Like, yo, nigga, you ain't just finna get me and skim me. Yo, niggas is selling bullshit franchises like the Washington Commanders for $6 billion. You trying to tell me that the WWE, who's going to London and Puerto Rico and Saudi Arabia and got 52 weeks of TV, ain't worth more than that? Nigga, please. Nigga, please. And the only
Listen,
reason why you
I don't
found
know
that
how many
shit is Nick's
billions
trying
he
to
gonna
sell
get,
that nigga.
but he's definitely gonna be in the upper tens. Beyond that. for sure.
Listen, if
But
Vince don't get more, if Vince don't get more than if Vince don't get more than a sports franchise, Nick Khan is the worst CFO ever. After I just
uh,
gave him praise for being the best, if Vince don't get more, then listen. The Golden State Warriors is at 7 billion, and they only got over that in the last decade, right?
okay,
So the owner bought them for $700 million. It is now $7 billion.
7 billion. Okay, damn.
The Walmart family just bought the Broncos for 4.6, 4.5. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's billion with a B though. I'm talking about money that I will never see in my lifetime, and it's kind of like,
That's why.
man,
That's what I'm saying. That when you say Nick Khan skates on the sell of the business, because the sell of the business is for it's for lifetimes beyond Vince and his grandkids. Like
true.
we talking about
His grandkids,
this,
shit.
nigga. We talking about the new world order of money. You know what I'm
Bow,
saying? Like
bow, bow. Real talk.
when the world blow up, nigga, the man money gonna be dug up. Like, hey,
Yeah, man.
oh man,
It,
night.
it's interesting because he's a good talker, but he don't be answering questions, man. I saw.
No,
I mean,
but listen, the you look at what Night One did and what it presented and how it was presented and how uncheap it looked, but how mm, right Chip said, like, yo, we got 21 sponsors, most we ever did. You don't do that without Nick, right? And I
mhm.
understand, we talk about
Nah, business is booming.
we talk with
Yeah.
bro. So when we talk about when we talk about hot storytelling, we talk about hot in ring action, we talk about hot talent, we talk about money flowing through. Now I don't know what's
Mhm.
stopping these niggas right now,
That's
cuz
not stopping them right now. So yeah, we're in a good space right now. And me as adult looking at wrestling and seeing where it's been and to get me excited about it, like it's like an exciting time. It's I'm actually not only impressed, but I'm thankful to be a wrestling fan. I'm like, thank you because we've been talking about this stuff for so long, and now we're actually seeing it come to fruition.
and
Um,
shout out to Triple H understanding how important our happiness is, right? He talked about the joy that people have coming within the business, right? The
mhm.
celebrities, things of that nature. But the entertainment factor of it all is right. They do all of this for us.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean, like you said, I had skepticism, when things were changing. I'm like, oh, we'll see. But now, like as you can say, like yeah, my skepticism is now turned to optimism of like, yeah, where can this go? And I'm also gracious, like have a bunch of gratitude because I mean, I didn't know I'll be 35 years old still watching wrestling when I was younger. I knew I loved it. I didn't know if it was ever it's still going to even be around. I didn't know it was going to still be hot, but to see it still grow and now go into a global audience, they're going to be in Puerto Rico next month. After that, I heard they're going to be in London, and then finally come back to Detroit for SummerSlam. That's unreal. Like like they're going to be start going to different countries for pay per views, pay live events, and it's going to just completely blow your mind that how fast things are going to grow even more. I think because Paul Heyman said it. Like you take any person from MMA, like one of the major stars, have them walk through a foreign country, and they may or may not be noticed. Depending if it's like John Jones, Conor McGregor, maybe they will be noticed. But a lot of them won't. But you take a mid Carter in WWE and throw him out in Dubai, he gets mobbed. It's like so it's interesting how much reach they got and influence. So gonna see it's gonna see it'd be interesting to see how it grows even further because it's gonna take over a lot of media, and that's why it is worth the upwards of 10 billion and beyond. But this is only night one, and I think they had 80,000 shoot plus people in that stadium just to see it. That's just ticket sales, man. Then you got the sponsors, and you got the advertisement. It's so crazy right now. Um, yo, shout out to them because they're killing it.
Shout out to them. And before we cut the cords on this for a night one recap, we are going to say first again, last again, congratulations to Sami Zayn and
Mhm.
the newest member of the Grand Slam Club, Kevin Owens, with this tag team title win, the unified tag team titles. This
Mhm.
nigga is now a Universal Champion, a United States Champion, an Intercontinental Champion, and now
A
a
tag champion.
tag champion. So congratulations to, again, like I say, it's Kevin Steen. It's
Yeah, man.
it's 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 the foul mouth. I was just literally watching the promo where he told like, yo, Kevin, he told Adam Cole like, if they don't like you, I'm gonna make them suck your dick. Like that's Kevin Steen, bro.
Yo, man. Shout out to Kevin Owens, Kevin Steen. Honestly, he is one of my favorite wrestlers in the world. Honestly, he is. He's a treasure. In the ring, out the ring, on the mic, the way he puts his body on the line every time he goes out there. One of my favorite wrestlers in the world, absolutely. And then also shout out to Sami Zayn, one of the like they keep saying it, the MVP of like bringing this all together and this importance of like making these angles so exciting week after week with his promo work and his interactions with the Usos and the Usos as well, man. All the hard work they put in over the years and how talented they are and how they have them find themselves as a tag team and as individuals within that tag team. They used to say they're twins, which one's which. Now you know exactly who's who and why they do what they do and who's doing what at what time and the influence you have. Like when Jimmy goes to start the match with Sammy and then he waits and then he tags in Jay, that means something now. That means something, whether it's like not just like, oh, I'm just tagging the other twin in who, just to come in, face. No, we know that the history between Jay and Sammy is different between Jimmy and Sammy. It's just so much layers to this shit.
Different. You know what I'm saying? That first
Yeah.
sequence and exchange is different. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like it ain't just run of a mill championship, you know what I'm saying, animosity. Like, nah, nigga, you turned on my motherfucking family. I was the last nigga to let you in this motherfucker. I'm the
Hmm.
like that's yeah, that's
I'm the nigga that saved you from when we wanted to, take you out earlier. Like it's a lot,
I'm the
So
nigga that wanted to take you out
I
early.
wanted to take you out earlier, yeah, and change my
Yeah,
mind.
but
We're
that's what
skeptic.
I'm saying. The storytelling is crazy.
Yeah,
I,
it was
I wanted to take you out. I didn't let you in the game. You didn't turn on the gang, and now me and you is at war. Your gang is mine.
and that.
That's
Mhm.
crazy. Yeah,
And the good guys won, and the good guys pulled it out, and they ended the streak of the longest reigning tag team champions of all time. And KO and Sammy get to say that while they main evented the show. It's kind of crazy,
all
So
deserving to main event. That's
deserving, yeah,
that is
absolutely.
it. Again, to piggyback off of what you said and to end it off what you said because I usually kind of because I get a little editing privilege trying to say, but no, you said 9 months ago you was upset about WrestleMania back. No, it couldn't have been 9 months ago. It
It's
damn
been
near
a
had
year.
a year ago because WrestleMania Backlash. You was like, I'm upset that it's not Usos or RK Bro, and you was mad about a WrestleMania Backlash not main eventing. And here we are at a WrestleMania, and the Usos is right back around main eventing with a more enthusiastic and a more compelling and a more fitting storyline that
Yeah, man.
that benefited and deserved to happen. So
You know
proud
me,
of
man. Creative and storyline has always been my thing, man. And this pod, and go back a year, I'm very consistent always. I'm always consistent on how I view wrestling. And I sat there and I said, yeah, you guys are telling a story of a great tag team angle. That should be the main event. And it wasn't. And I'm like, yo, the Usos won the championship. I'm like, you know what? I'm not wrong on that they should be a main event angle, and they are finally. Like and to see it come to fruition at WrestleMania is crazy. It's kind of prophetic. I'm not saying I'm Nostradamus or anything, but I would say that I can feel when something is right. I can feel when something is good in wrestling. I've been watching it long enough, and I'm not saying I'm a professional wrestler or I'm smarter than anybody else, but all I do is go off of my gut, and my gut tells me that the Usos are the best tag team in the world, and that they deserved that spot at WrestleMania Backlash with RK Bro as well, based on the storyline they were telling at the time. And it's not the first time that they deserve the spotlight. The Usos and New Day also deserve the main event spot during that angle. But hey, that's my opinion. I think that if we start looking at wrestling from the standpoint of, hey, if we tell the best story, we have the opportunity to tell a really good story here with the women's tag team championships, then why can't they be the main event? Let's go for it. Let's just swing for the fences when we have the stars aligning for it. And here they did it with the tag team division, put the tag team titles on last. Great match, great story, and the crowds were on the edge of their seat, waiting to see, yo, is Sammy and KO going to get the comeuppance? Are they going to pull it off? Are they going to be champions at the end of it all? And it was a storybook ending. Yeah, maybe people want to see Sammy win it, that beat Roman a month ago or so. No, this was the moment to crown him and his brother together in the main event. And I think this is not anything less than this is not a consolation prize. This could arguably be better than the Montreal win if you look at it from a certain lens, because you're in there with one of the best tag teams in the world. And with the rightfully so, the storyline was centered around you and Jay so long, for so long, and let's get you and Jay in WrestleMania rather than you and Roman or you and Cody, which wasn't the end game. But I was super pleased with WrestleMania. I was super pleased with the main event. Super pleased with the women's championship match, man. Even Logan Paul showed out, man. Great entrance. Great match with Seth. Yo, I'm really excited, man. I'm really excited for Nice 2
Yeah, I
because
can't.
we're not
Yeah,
done yet.
Seth, one time down. Don't want to skim past Seth. We'll speak more about Seth and his comments about Cody. But shout out to Seth having a choir, having an orchestra,
Yeah.
and a conductor come out there and sing his shit. He got one of the sorry Jericho. You know what I'm saying? Ow, whoa. Oh, before I fucking say Judas and Judas in my mind. I'm telling you right now, because you know what I'm saying. That's no bias for a company. I'm just saying one slaps to me and one doesn't.
I got you, bro. I feel you. I'm with you on that train, dog. Um, but no, Seth, that was a great entrance himself with the conductor. Great match with Seth with Logan Paul. But yeah, let's talk about Seth's comments on Cody and Cody's comments on Seth after WrestleMania night too, because I think that'll be a better time to dive in on that, because clearly there's still some heat between the two men, and hey, rightfully so in my mind.
Major heat.
Yeah, we'll see what happens if Seth has reason to hate after tomorrow.
You know what I'm
Even
saying?
more reason to
More reason.
hate.
He
Yeah,
didn't have enough. You
yeah, I know, right?
know?
But
Good. All right,
yo, it's
brother.
been a good night, man. Looking forward to tomorrow, and we'll tap back in with you tomorrow.
Yes, we
And
will.
we'll try to tap in and let you guys know about some ROH stuff too, because I didn't get a chance to watch. Maybe I'll get a chance to tap in with it tomorrow morning and
Yeah,
check in on that.
we'll talk more. Well, nothing really kind of. Lucha Bros is the new ROH Tag Champions. You know
That's
what
what I
I'm
was talking
saying?
about.
But Athena retained. Claudia retained. Oh,
Escalera de la Muerte.
Shibata and Willa Yuta went through war, and Shibata is now the new pure Ring of Honor pure champion.
Shout out to
Um,
Shibata.
all of the matches looked like that they were absolutely. Fuck. Uh, Commander Vikingo. I don't care where you find that match at. The gifts got me there, nigga. Go. You know what I'm saying? So definitely gotta tap into that. But yeah, man, we going, Sunday, me, Sunday baseball, Sunday basketball. Then I got motherfucking Sunday night wrestling. It's gonna be great. Just like today, had a little Saturday
Mhm.
baseball, had a little Saturday.
Yo, shout out to Orlando.
And
The Orlando Guardians, yo, beat the DC Defenders in XFL. Yo, that was a undefeated team lost to a winless team. That was a pretty cool game.
that is
Just saying.
footballing, I guess.
What do you say?
That is footballing.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, man, a lot of stuff going on there. I just want to shout that out real quick. But yeah,
Absolutely.
man, we'll be back and it's happening tomorrow after WrestleMania. It is late as fuck. It's 3:07 in the morning, and we do got to get some rest. So let's tap it back in tomorrow around
You
after WrestleMania
guys,
night two. And yeah, man, I think that's it. All
yes,
is
sir.
love. Everything is wrestling. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Make sure y'all smoke some weed, man. Don't do crack or
Yes.
heroin or meth or ice or none of that extra shit.
PSA announcement by Reader